Look at this, guys. These beautiful strips of steak that have been marinated and grilled with mesquite smoke. Oh, wow. Okay, this is sort of an upgraded version of steak on a stick. Give this a try. You're going to love it. Hey, guys. Welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. On this episode, we're going to be making something delicious and something simple. This is what I like to call fair food. Now, what is fair food? You know, that's the kind of food you get when you go to the fair. Something crazy that's been grilled or fried up real quick. Something that has a unique flavor that not everybody has every day in every restaurant. Something special. So what we're going to do is a fabulous steak on a stick. And this is going to be a wonderful, sweet, savory kind of marinade that's delicious. And once it's grilled with mesquite smoke, oh wow, look out, it'll blow your mind. So I tell you what, come over this way, guys. Let's go over all these wonderful ingredients we have, and let's get on with making steak on a stick. Come on over. Guys, what this is about is steak. Let's get right down to it. We got this big, beautiful piece of steak that I have right over here. Now that is wonderful. That is a piece of top sirloin. That little guy right there, oh, we're going to make some wonderful marinated meat with it. And the reason I chose sirloin, I didn't want anything that's too, well, let's say too tender on its own, but I wanted it to have a great beefy flavor and to be the kind of cut that some people like using as steak, and sirloin is a great steak. Okay, so what we want to do is get into flavoring that steak. Our ingredients that we have here to flavor this wonderful steak after we slice it. I have some soy sauce, orange juice, pineapple juice, and mango nectar down here. Also some garlic and salt. And then, of course, right here, we got some mesquite. This is mesquite wood, guys. This is a wood that grows all over Texas. It is a distinct flavor of Texas. It's absolutely wonderful. And if you get a chance to cook with it, please do. So I tell you what, we're going to get into the whole marinade thing here next, right after we slice up this meat. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get our steak cut up. Now, when we get down to it, what is steak on a stick? It's just a thin version of a shish kebab, guys. That's all it really is. So this, like I said, this is simple, fair food. It is not new. It's not a food that is just of one nation. This dates way back, and when you get right down to it, shish kebabs themselves really have more to do with the Persian Empire than almost any other place on earth. So you really have to credit them to the shish kebab, probably more than most folks. Let me show you mistake number one when it comes to marinating. This stuff right here, this is olive oil. Guys, I love olive oil. Oh man, I go through more of this than you can imagine. I'll tell you what, olive oil is wonderful. The truth of it is, olive oil, while it's a wonderful thing, and even though it is mildly acidic, doesn't necessarily make a good marinade. This blocks flavor from getting into the meat. Okay, so not a good idea to use this. It really hinders making a good marinade. So leave the oils out of your marinade, okay? Here's the thing, an oil coats that meat, and then it prevents other ingredients that contain a lot of flavor from contacting the meat and penetrating it and soaking in and making a difference both to the flavor and to the texture of that meat. If you ever go to the store and purchase a meat tenderizer, what you are getting is an extract of pineapple. Okay, that's where meat tenderizer comes from. It's an ingredient that's in pineapple that breaks down the connective tissues within meat and make it have a more tender and soft effect. So it changes the texture of the meat by breaking down those little fibers that connect the meat tissue one fiber to the next. So here we go, folks. Let's get on with making this wonderful marinade. Guys, we're ready to do our marinade. This is really quite simple. Let's start with our garlic here. Now guys, once you get that paper off your garlic, it's ready to go. All we have to do is crush it, and we're going to put it right down in our meat. So you'll know our proportions. You can go a tablespoon of salt, all right? You're going to have 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, crushed. Back here I have 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. This is a 1/2 cup of my mango nectar, a 1/2 cup of that pineapple, and a 1/2 cup of the orange. So here's what I want to do. This is simple. I like that soy sauce so much, I'm going to wash that bowl out with my orange juice. How you like that? Get these others in here. Oh, there we go. Guys, the smell of this is already good. I like it. Now let's crush our garlic. You don't have to remove the scab or anything. It's just going in there for flavor, right? And our salt. There we go, about a tablespoon of salt. I'm going to take some tongs and I'm going to get all of the ingredients mixed together well as getting the meat separated and allow that mixture to coat the meat throughout. Now, because this is thin sliced meat, guys, we don't have to let this marinate for 3 days. Heck no. This is going to take 30 minutes and it's ready to hit the fire, okay? That's really simple. Which means, well, you can let it go as long as 45 minutes or maybe an hour. But the truth of the matter is, it's not going to take a lot of time to marinate this. This nice pretty red meat is going to change color. It's going to look somewhat brownish in a little bit, and it won't be because the color of this liquid is brown. That meat is going to turn brown because it's going to be going through a chemical cooking stage. Right now, it is being chemically cooked by the acid and the bromelain that's in this bowl. So, there we have it. Let's go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. Let it sit and marinate, okay? Okay guys, if you want to make side dishes for your steak on a stick, this is a good time. I'm thinking of, well, either potatoes or rice and maybe some pan-seared vegetables or something like that. Really easy stuff. Nothing hard. Now guys, let me tell you something. When it comes to grilling and things like that, you don't have to always use a grill that's wood-fired. In other words, it doesn't have to be a charcoal grill. You can still get the flavor of charcoal on a gas grill. A lot of people don't know this, but it's true. Now, here's the thing. You have to have what's called a smoker tray. I could be putting charcoal in here, okay? So that's how that works. I'm using just plain old mesquite. So if you want to be able to get that good woody smell and flavor, but at the same time having the convenience of gas, it's easy to do. Don't shy away from this. So if you'll notice, I'm filling this little guy up. That's just the way I want it. Put my little topper on here, and the whole idea here is this thing can only pull in so much air at a time, okay? And as a result, it can only put out so much smoke. The idea is to prevent actual combustion of the wood. You simply want it to smolder. Now, I like to put this under my grate at the back of my grill where it's nice and hot. There we go. Okay guys, now we're going to go in, we're going to get our meat skewered up and ready to go. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and light this up. I'm going to be heating up 3 burners on this, not all 4. but we're going to be heating it up until it's nice and fiery hot on the grate. And that way I get a good sear, and my meat won't stick as bad if you get a good sear. You don't want your grate to be cool when you put your meat on there and then to heat up, because then it will stick. So this is a real simple matter. You've seen how you can add that woody or charcoal flavor. Okay guys, we have the grill is heating up, and here I have my meat that is marinated. So what I want to do is just to pull some of this out, and I'm going to place it right here on this tray. And if you notice, I have a bunch of skewers here also. Now these wood skewers, you can use these. They're wonderful. They work just fine. They're nice and sharp. However, that is both good and bad. Remember, if you have little ones, that nice and sharp might not be such a wonderful thing in their presence, okay? So, see how I've loaded that up on there? I want to do another one. Just go through it on one end. Come on, work with me. There we go. Back through it on the other end, and then pull it up on there. And there you have it, guys. Steak on a stick. You know, it's not really that difficult, right? If you want to go ahead and use metal skewers, those are great. They work super well. I love mine. The meat slides onto them so well. And in a little bit here, we're going to get them out on the grill. Oh, this is so tender. This odor that's coming from this, from the marinade, guys, it's just magnificent smelling. Shish kebabs, believe it or not, date way back. And if you think about it, it makes sense. What did caveman first do? He put meat on stick and cooked it. Once you have skewered your meat up, take a little bit of salt and put over the top. And if you're thinking that that marinade that had all that salt in it, oh, well, that's already too salty, Stuart. No, it isn't. Let me explain something. That salt made that liquid a little bit briny, but it didn't make the meat salty. We have to put salt on the outside before cooking it in order to get that flavor of the salt, as well as what the salt does for our palate in bringing flavors out. Yeah, I have good grilling conditions. I'm showing 550 degrees, which means that sucker's hot down there. My wood is smoking beautifully. So when I see a high temperature like that, I realize that my situation is really good for a sear. Look, nice and hot on that grate. Where I'm seeing the flames, that's coming from that wood. Watch what I do. A little water on my fingers. That's all you have to do. Let's get that meat on. All we need to do now, give this a little time to cook and smoke. I've turned my heat down to a medium, and there I'm going to leave it. This won't take but just a couple of minutes on each side. Man, guys, I've been sitting here feasting on these things. They're delicious. Look at that. Those beautiful skewers. Steak on a stick. This takes that little simple fare food to a whole new level. The flavor of this, it's remarkable. It's the perfect balance between savory and sweet. And it has that smoky flavor, that beautiful charred grilled flavor. Oh man, let me. Gentlemen, let me tell you something. Ladies, the flavor here is mind-blowing. It's dynamic. It's so good and so tender. Wow. Look, if you're looking for a fabulous, simple recipe to do for the family that they're going to love, this is it right here. This is delicious. It's fantastic tasting. I tell you what, I would like to say thank you very much for watching Texas Cooking today. And hey, to my subscribers, thank you. Thank you very, very much for subscribing. And hey guys, if you haven't, please do subscribe, and we'll click the little bell down next to the subscribe button, and that way you'll know when I put something fresh and new out. I'm going to be trying to put out these recipes now on Thursdays. I'm gonna try that as a regular thing. Let's see how it works out. Guys, thanks for watching. And you folks, well, you have a good day. Bye-bye.